2010 saw the first milestone episode of the Cinema Snob, in which I reviewed this jackass's favorite film, Caligula. It was a two-part episode padded out by crossovers with shows that aren't even ongoing, introductions to shows that aren't even ongoing, and cameos. Lots and lots of cameos. And in honor of all of those cameos, this entire review will feature a cameo from Charlie the Tuna. Oh, people were quite upset about the cameos in that one. But in fairness, this was before anyone knew about that little bar down there that lets you skip past the parts you don't like. Nowadays, everyone knows that's there, so no one complains about cameos anymore. So clearly, as a follow-up to the over-hour-long Caligula episode, I should definitely review Caligula 2 Alright, I already reviewed Caligula 2 Messalina. I almost forgot about that one. Probably because I was in such a rush to get it posted that I uploaded it without previewing it first. It's probably edited like a nightmare. Luckily, though, there's not a Caligula 3. There is a Caligula 3. Considering Caligula 3 stars Caligula, and Caligula 2 starred Messalina after Caligula's death, I guess this is a prequel to Caligula 2. I'm saying that as if this movie had anything to do with the production of Caligula 2. Hell, at least Caligula 2 was filmed on the leftover sets of Guccione's Caligula. This one is probably filmed in a park across the street from the producer's house. Caligula 3 breaks the trend of posters with Caligula's eye bleeding, and instead makes the movie look like it's about Sinbad and the Seven Seas, but with fucking. The plot of the film is about Caligula, who has a crush on a female slave who is secretly sent to kill him. Wait, that's the plot of Joe D'Amato's Caligula the Untold Story, which was made in 1982, 2 years before this film, and it featured David Brandon and Laura Gemser in the leads. So it's a knockoff of a fucking knockoff? Why the hell is Caligula's ploitation a thing, and why is it so confusing? Hopefully we can at least see some lush scenery. Well, I gotta take a piss. And I have a fucking headache! This movie reminds me why I stopped doing acid before the Polyphonic Spree concert. Points for finding a Caligula that looks a little bit like Malcolm McDowell, and for editing your film like it's Caligula meets Zardoz. Caligula is played by Robert Gligeroff, who made the most of his 4-film career by also starring in a Joe D'Amato film, a Lucio Fulci film, and a Michele Soavi film. Because really, that's all you need out of life. Ooh, Katherine Heigl sure is making eyes with Prince John. Caligula has no time for your sarcastic clapping. He needs passion. That's weird. The movie seemed totally straight so far. Less teeth next time, Caligula! And less shrooms. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. We sewed the head of your penis back on last week. We can sew your lip. Are we gonna get to the credits?
Gaius, Julius, Caesar!
Thank you. Bitch, slap those credits right on the screen. You know this is gonna be good, since they're tricking us with clips from other movies. The movie's directed by Lorenzo Onorati, Lawrence Weber. And yes, it's under another title, Caligula's Slaves. In some places, the film is also known as Orgies of Caligula. I bet it's got orgies in it. Onorati's movies are so straight and to the point that one of them is simply called Bang, I Want You. Caligula is conducting a public execution for making fun of his freakishly large skull. It's full of his brain cells having their own orgy, and for containing nothing but monologues.
I will not allow the Senate to elect my successor. My principles are so strong, yet my emotions sway like the canes in the wind, O Gemellus. It was you who killed me, brother.
Your poetry is as riveting as those insert shots featuring completely different weather. All Caligula wants is a lover. That should be easy. Just splice in some hot girl from another movie. She could be his wife. On the plus side, the movie afforded a horse. Downside, they had to pay with someone's nutsack. The hell is that? And don't answer me with a question.
I'm just a canary. What else can a canary go looking for, if not little birds?
You want me to toss seeds at you? Or just whip you? That's fine.
Neither slave nor flogger are very convincing.
More convincing than your voice or these lines.
I've heard talk of new arrivals. An authentic black jewel.
Excuse me, it's African American, in Rome, jewel? Your wine, Caesar. Don't drop it, otherwise we'll have to resort to using paper cups. Oh, and I forgot, is the dancer black?
A black jewel. A novelty, perhaps, for those beasts in rut.
Sorry, Caligula, there's already a black Caesar. It's slim pickings in here. I think there's a waterfall coming out of her ass. This movie gets me. I always thought Bob Guccione's Caligula didn't have enough of Peter Pan walking through the park. This movie uses so much footage from other movies that I could easily do this video using footage from another Caligula review.
Greetings, Cinema Snob.
Oh my god, I was hoping someone would chime in. This movie is really fucking lame.
It is I, Caligula, 4th Emperor of Rome. I've just come from nominating my horse's senator, and my horse's cock is the head of the Praetorian Guard. Yes, they laughed at my ideas, but let's see them laugh when I'm balls deep inside their wives. All of them I will turn into Rome's most expensive of whores.
Excellent. If I was casting this film, you would definitely be in the lead. Although I think Caligula was the 3rd emperor of the Roman Empire. You can take that line again. Okay, well, you don't have to give me that line again if you don't want, but feel free to give me something else.
Bow down before me. I am every man as I am no man, and so therefore I am a god. Watch as I make sweet love to both my sister and my prostitute wife, who used to have sex for money, you know.
Bravo, fake Caligula. Though, if you need to take a piss, feel free. I took one earlier after the opening shot of the film.
I am Caligula! I have been reincarnated several times. Once as Nero, and again as Hitler. My consul's name is Longinus. Yes, probably a very good joke in there somewhere, but I'm a little rusty. My speechwriters have been dead for nearly 2,000 years.
Okay, I'm just going to ignore that green screen going out, because it's still technically more impressive than the budget of Caligula 3, which I'm pretty sure just went to trees.
Trees? I've ordered them all chopped down to provide massive stilts for the naked and well hung.
Save some of those stilts for me!
Okay, I give up. I got nothing else, man.
Same here. Remember to recycle! Caligula's not alone. Crazy Eyes McGee is still there, complete with her massive hard-on. That's a twist. I'm starting to think this scene was filmed at the same time as the opening. Meanwhile, Caligula dresses like Prince Zuko in order to watch, what else? Mud wrestling. The script is drenched in shit. The actresses might as well be too. This beer is alright, but it's back to the orgy mines in the morning. Jason Mantzoukas, however, is very fond of sexy defecesing. He's not so good with words, though.
In the darkest hour of the night, a chariot will come to take you away. Do not keep it waiting, will you, Lycia?
Sounds like some of your syllables are trying to escape there. Also, Lycia? Her name is Lycia? Sounds scalp-scratchingly sexy. Lycia is granted access to the finest casino in Vegas. Perhaps she'll hit it off with Caligula.
The dream I had ever since I was a child is now a reality.
You dreamed you'd be in a Caligula knockoff of another Caligula knockoff? If only you'd aimed higher! You could have been in that Ilsa knockoff, starring the actress from another Ilsa knockoff! She and Caligula both have something in common, monologuing.
All that will remain of you will be tales of your conquests, your wars, your ambitions. For this is what history is made of. The only thing that really matters, if humanity is to continue.
Boy, it really does save time when you don't have them speaking their dialogue. Also, what the fuck are you going on about? Oh, come on, they didn't have hairstyles like that till at least 72 AD. He refers to them as Caligula slaves, so I guess in another copy they could be called the Caligula 3. She is instantly turned off by the fact that he is most likely the adult version of Joffrey. What? Joffrey already looks like Caligula. She makes her concerns known to her superiors.
I, too, was raised in the shadow of all-consuming vengeance. The son of Germanicus has got to be killed, and you're the one who has to do it.
Oof, I'm sorry, is this orgies of Caligula or expositions of Caligula? Yes, congratulations, you got Cher to be in the film. This must be why it's also called Tea with Caligula reincarnated as Mussolini. No time for that, it's the annual Delta House sacrifice to the god of Belushi. You just don't get the Malick-inspired artsiness of Caligula 3. I would tell you, but clearly if you have to ask, that means you just don't get the pagan Rome era like I do.
The emperor of the world cannot run away.
Why not? The plot has already run away from you. You know the series has jumped the shark when they introduce a twin brother into the plot. Or maybe they couldn't get enough actors, so they just put Gligoroff in a fake beard. Listen up, Charcoal Clan. Keep an eye out for more stock footage. God damn it, you're failing at your job, Charcoal Clan. Commence the fighting. Wow, that's as well choreographed as firing a single shot in the middle of a mosh pit. Even that statue is scratching its head in confusion. The twin brother is killed because they ran out of beard glue. Oops, they accidentally killed his cheeseburger. I'm starting to think Caligula's maid Marion is in charge of the Charcoal Clan. This is not gonna go well for his public image. Quick, distract us with more Roman LARPing and less monologuing.
Everyone leaves me. They all abandon me. My father, my mother, my woman, the only one I ever loved. And now you, Tiberius.
Thanks for including the flashback, even though I know it'd be much easier for you to just use footage from someone else's movie. Let's cut over to some pagan Rome Noah's Ark from God knows what movie. I guess it's easy to pad out your movie with footage that's already been shot, but I know that I am certainly above that technique. I, for one, would never use that technique.
Oh, yeah?
He's fine. Alright, the Lycia plot.
I hope I can get you back inside the palace soon, Lycia.
Well, not locking her in a cage would help. Oh, good. Ancient C-SPAN.
Wars and conquests have made her powerful, we all know that. But for what? That is the question.
How do you have a fucking microphone? Caligula is busy watching Olympic training. Back then, they had to side-scroll for real. Imagine if those weren't made of styrofoam. That'd really hurt. But bad news, I'm afraid.
I found out that a new senator has spoken out against you, Caligula, with violence.
Damn you, Ted Cruz! Take that, Senator. That'll teach you to vote no on health insurance for all Romans. This movie has more political talk than a Star Wars prequel.
I would like to ask this honored gathering where Senator Lucius is leading us.
He means to put us on our guard against Caligula, and I agree with him entirely.
Silence! This is how democracy ends. By poisoning myself because of a shitty Caligula knockoff. Look at the bright side. This is kind of like being released by MGM, if the MGM lion ate whole families. I'm starting to think that these Faces of Death movies are fake. The movie turns green for some reason, possibly because its confusing-ass plot is even making itself nauseous. This choreography doesn't help either. Oh, how I long for the Oscar-caliber entertainment of Roger Corman's death sport. Caligula, though, has standards.
I hate violence when it doesn't come from me.
Thanks, Cosby. Then why are you here? I also hate people in prison, unless, of course, it's me. Actually, he's playing a game of masturbation or taking a shit. No, this is all wrong. The posters have shown us that Caligula cries blood. Unfortunately, there's bad news. He sees that the movie still has 40 minutes left, and random people were killed by a madman with a fog machine. Oh, I'm gonna miss those characters so much! Ugh, never mind, I still have a headache from their fucking clapping! Caligula is so upset he completely changed clothes from a few seconds ago, and his Adidas boots are ripped to shreds. But we all know what will cheer him up, girl stew. Some broad took the canary from the orgy mine. What do these girls need with canaries? And thanks for filling me in on the non-existent plot.
Can any man read the mind of a woman? Any man would be glad to get her, but to give yourself to a man who owns a harem already.
Who the fuck are you two, and how do you know more about the plot than I do? Now to make use of take 2 of Lycia entering the casino. Wait, she doesn't love Caligula at all, and she was sent here to murder Dan Stevens. Or will she?
Father, don't beat me. I'll never put your uniform on again.
Oh, he's dreaming about Catholic school again, just as it said in the writings of Tacitus. Such great chemistry they have.
No.
I don't think you're his type, Lycia. He's more into monologuing.
I knew that you only loved him because I saw you together that awful day. His mouth between your thighs.
Thanks for that image, Giannotti Lombardo Radice. But you have places to be, like watching this footage from Turkish The Robe. Not even John Rhys Davies can save this movie from making medieval times look like Lawrence of Arabia. By the way, don't mind the customers, even though I'm pretty sure one of them lost his head. This movie is so low budget that they're using giant Q-tips as guards. Good, she found what she was looking for. That's the fruit plate of a carpenter. And if you think this sequence is going somewhere, you don't know this movie's power to cut away to nothing. Hopefully that's not the drink that Lycia poisoned. We haven't even gotten to the dancer singing vagina yet. Caligula knows that people are plotting to kill him, and he's put his best overactor in charge.
More than anything else, I'm proud that you picked me, your cousin, for this. I might kill myself.
You are not ever getting a Tony. Anyway, we spent 3/4 of the budget on exotic dancers, and goddammit, we're gonna film them and watch them. And use reaction shots as if they're all in the same place at the exact same time. I guess he was poisoned. Simple enough. Just cut out Cliff Curtis's heart and give it to Caligula.
Clemency and justice. Then, on the gladiator's feast day, near the lake.
You're also not getting a Tony. To complete the hazing process, the guards throw Caligula into a barrel of spiders. But first, chick fight. Hey, she spent a lot of time setting that table with her tits. It's hard rooting for the person with the crazy eyes. Crap, I said crazy eyes. That's the magic word. Caligula's still alive. And he is hours past his daily breastfeeding. Is he grumpy? I've forgiven you, but next time don't poison me with a McDonald's salad shaker. It's really gross. Now to root out the conspirators. This is historically accurate, as we all know that Caligula lived a long and happy life, dying of old age. And again, how is the person with the craziest eyes in a Caligula movie not Caligula? Other conspirators are forced to play charcoal clan tag. It always ends with taping an arrow to the side of their neck. But time for another cameo.
Speak to them. Tell them who you are. Greetings, Longinus.
Of course the Caligula knockoff kept in the name Longinus. It's probably the only thing they remember from Guccione's Caligula. What say you, assholes?
But Caligula's my cousin. He must know I'm a loyal subject who'd never betray him.
You, what do you mean? Ha! So that's who led us to this.
You're all being executed for overacting. If Tito Brass were directing this, even he'd tell you to tone it down. They're all doomed to take part in the hardest level of world games, even as the alligator from Brutes and Savages sneaks up on them. Yeah, that's pretty funny, but it's not this funny. I don't care about the sex scene, just end already.
I'm no longer a boy.
This thing has a climax in more ways than one. Ending mid-orgasm. That's quite the opposite of ending mid-emptying your McBowels. Though this is one of the only Caligula films to end with Caligula not dying, there's sadly no Caligula 4. Although there's plenty of other Caligula knockoff films, including Bruno Mattei's Caligula and Messalina, and Bruno Mattei's Caligula reincarnated as Nero. I think those movies were reviewed on Midnight Screenings Beta. It's a good thing I reviewed this movie because I never put a Caligula poster up in the background. Actually, the Caligula poster is a trademark of the show. It's the other poster I had a problem figuring out what to put up, so... Fistful of dollars. I rarely get to use that poster, and the original Caligula did have fisting in it. I guess that covers about everything.
Greetings, Cinema Snob. I am Caligula. I invented a machine that decapitates Roman traitors and feeds their balls to the palace dogs. For I am the descendant of the god Jupiter, an offspring of...
Hey, Joe, I gotta cut you off since you don't actually finish that sentence, seeing how I also cut you off in the original Caligula review as well.
Oh, fuck my cock!
Thanks, Joe. Caligula 3!
I'm not an emperor. I'm nothing but dirt.